Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and in this video, I actually want to find out, do we get a level penalty for being severely under-leveled against a monster that is like way higher level? And in this video, we will definitely be experimenting that. I want to do it in two ways. I also want to find out whether pen is better on lower level characters, or what exactly differentiates like penetration from, for example, defense shredding. So if you are interested in all of that, we're going to cover all of that in this video. Let's start off first with, of course, our thumbnail, the level pen. How am I going to do this is I'm going to do two tests. One is Nekomata at 45, one is at 50. And as you can see, if she's taken up to 50, she gains a bit of attack. How I'll do this is I'll replace my polar metal here. As you can see, I purposely remove the things that might tweak with it. But what I'll do is I'll increase from a 53 attack to a 106 attack. So in this first test at level 45, I'll use a 106 attack, which is 53 difference. And then when I switch it, so the substats here are like HP, defense, and I have other stuff that are like, for example, I'll use this one here, which is defense, anomaly, proficiency, and HP. So it crit numbers and whatever not doesn't affect. So this is going to be the first test. How I'll do it is I'll go to hit a same monster, but I want to fight as high level as I can, so the damage pen will be even more exaggerated in total. So let me just proc a Nekomata real quick. So all I'm simply going to do is I'm going to smack. So 552, I guess. 552 if it's a crit. If it's a non-crit, it's like 360. So 552, 360. Now I'm just going to very simply level up Nekomata and reduce that gear that I'm using. So here I'll take Nekomata up to level 50. So as you can see, I gain 43 stat. So I gain a flat attack here of 43, but I will exchange it and I'll reduce this one over to a simpler one like this over here. So something that doesn't give me any pen stat. So like this, maybe attack, defense, anomaly, proficiency, and we're going to go back in again. Okay, and so before we talk about this, I also want to test for pen ratio as well as defense shredding and how it affects as well later on, like how the two compare. But let's take a look at the numbers. Previously it was 360 and 552. Now if I smack once, so 362 now is 389, and I want to see a crit because 552 was the number I remember more clearly. So you can see it's 597 on the enemy, and this is the exact same monster, but just much. Now we are level 50 instead of 45. So definitely yes, the answer is, even though like my base attack is lesser, taking more damage from my higher level character. So there is some sort of level penalty when you're fighting at a lower level versus a higher level enemy. Now the second part about this test is I actually want to switch to this pen ratio 24%. And I'm going to compare a pen ratio of 24% versus, for example, Nicole's defense shredding here of 36% that I have. Okay, so it's now exact same setup, but in this case, I have pen over here. I put 24% pen without any flat pen. So it's just going to be very clean cut. I want to see the difference between pen ratio on the same enemy versus without. I'm level 50 now, of course. Let's see the numbers. It was 389, and I believe it was like 597 previously. So let's test it out. So smack. Okay, let me have a more coherent one. So 676 instead of the whatever we were seeing. I think it was like 597. I'll put like the numbers on screen, the amount of percentage increase. Let's see a non-crit. Now it's like 441. I think previously it was like 389. Off the top of my head, it feels like a 20%, but again, I'll put the numbers up on screen. So 20% increase thereabouts, or damage improvement from pen ratio. Now I want to see what happens if we put in Nicole. So in this next part here, I want to test defense shredding and how it compares with, of course, pen ratio. You can see here, Nicole has a 36% defense reduction. I'm going to be testing it out. More importantly, I don't want any W engines, don't want the 4-piece energy to interfere with anything. So let's go ahead and jump back into the testing menu and we'll take a look. Again, I'll put all the numbers up on screen. So again, this is a 0 pen ratio, 0 flat pen Nicole test just to compare. And we need to make it consistent to hit the enemy from behind. So enhance basic attack, it shreds the defense, and then poke 725, 473. And then it drops back down to 597, which is what we expect without the defense shredding in. So once more, poke, defense shred, 725, 473, and that is with Nicole's pen. And before we dive into the last part of like putting both pen together and bringing the enemy level down to exactly see how much is the enemy difference, I want to talk about the findings so far and what that implies to your overall account. For those of you who are wondering, yes, level does make a difference. So that means you actually want to take your DPSs like Nekomata, like Alan, for example, you play, or maybe you play Soldier 11 as well. Take these characters up as high as you can. Once you pass internal level 50, take them up to 60 as quickly as you can because of the level penalty that we all get. After that comes a consideration whether you want to add in a bit of penetration or whether you want to go in, for example, a bit of elemental damage bonus. For DPSs like Nekomata, for the most part, you probably don't want to run pen on them because you'll be losing out on physical damage bonus, which will give you arguably a much higher and better multiplier. We can do that test on another video if you guys are interested, but there are other sources of getting penetration. For example, if any of you have Rina, this is a good way to increase the damage also because her core skill, as you can see, increases the pen of your teams. This helps you penetrate the enemy's very, very strong defense as well. So one way to get other sources of penetration. The other way, of course, currently in the game is a free unit that all of us have, which is Nicole. As you can see, this 36% damage reduction does increase damage quite substantially, especially if you're fighting higher level monsters that keep going up. So you do want to take up this gear from Nicole as high as you can, all the way up to core skill F. But now, enough talking. That's the statistics so far. We've seen that the numbers are very, very interesting to see. Of course, Nicole's number here, 36%, was way higher than the penetration ratio that we had, which was 24%. So it's not an apple-to-apple comparison, but so far it seems like roughly in line. 24% pen and defense reduction, 36% was, this is a 21% increase in the base, whereas the 24% of pen ratio that Nekomata was using over here, this was a 13% roughly, which is almost a 2:3 ratio, which is in line with the 24% is to 36% ratio. So we are seeing some similarities and inlineness over there. So now let's go ahead in the final test, which is really putting both of them together. And what we know, we're going to place both the pen ratio and Nicole in the same team. And last but not least, we're going to take that test and then bring the enemy from level 70 down to level 50 as well. Stay tuned. So find the second last test. This is pen ratio 24%, no flat pen, with Nicole here to do additional defense shredding. And I have to be careful to attack the enemy directly from behind. Let's build it up. As you can see from here, this is the pen amount, which is in line to what we saw previously. Now let's add in a bit of enhanced basic. And then hope. So it's 798, 798, and then it drops back down. Let's do that again. I want to see a non-crit. It was like a 588. So 588 is her non-crit. And last but not least, I want to bring the enemy monster down a little bit so that we can see the difference in how much level makes a difference. So normal smack, you can see significantly higher. This is with just pen ratio. And this is with Nicole's enhancements. So Nicole enhanced basic. Now it's like 869. 869, massive amounts. So levels definitely do make a huge difference. Again, I'll put the numbers up on screen for you guys to see the comparisons between all of them. Any section that you're interested in, please do check it out for more details. And you can see the exact number and the multipliers that are different. Found this video helpful and you want me to do more tests on anything else that you're curious about, leave me in the comments below. We'll definitely be interested to see what the community is interested in too, to help out more. And do like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and see you in the next video.